Cześć, tutaj Moni, witam and welcome to Learn Polish with Advanced Lesson 18. And as promised, today I'm going to introduce you to the instrumental case. Last lesson covered professions. You know already that we have female and male forms for certain professions. Certain professions share the same form with for him or her, and we also have a group a special group with professions ending a, both for him and her, with the small difference that the ending for male is ta, like artysta, dentista. The ending for her would be the K letter in between T and A, dentistka, artystka. So if you paid attention, you already know this. Great. Now, instrumental. When I teach the Polish grammar, I always want my students to know why they need a particular case. Not just learn the case, the endings, but know the reason why we have to apply this particular case. It's crucial because it makes you understand the grammar better or even perfectly and make the right choices. So as you remember, we needed the accusative case when we had a subject, verb, and the object, right? So let me cover that poster for a second and show you something here. So that's the example of applying the accusative case. We've got lubię, I like, and then we've got coffee, kawę. So subject, verb, object, accusative, right? So following that logic and that rule, say you wanted to introduce yourself and say, my name is Tom Jones and I'm a businessman. If you wanted to make a statement, I'm a businessman, or let's make it a doctor, I'm a doctor, you would think, at least, that you would have to apply an accusative case, right? You've got a subject, you've got a verb. I am is a verb, it's a doing word, you're doing something, you existing, right? And then you've got a noun. So it has to be jestem lekarza, right? Maybe something like that. Well, you wouldn't. And that's a very common mistake that students make. And I'm going to explain to you why you would not do that. So theoretically, that's all correct. Yes, you have a subject. Yes, you have a verb. And yes, you have an object. Just to clarify, you would have to add the A in accusative because you are dealing with the masculine animate noun, right? So that would be the accusative version for the word lekarz, right? So once again, theoretically, yes, subject, verb, and the object. But no, not in a case when we are dealing with the verb to be. When we are dealing with a situation when we're saying who is who or what is what, so very much in the situation, I am a doctor, she is my sister, he is a boss, she is a nurse, I am a nurse, I am a teacher. That's not an accusative situation. Who is who, what is what, is going to be the instrumental. And that's why we are learning that. So let's go back to the poster for a second. So when we've got the verb to be, right, and not only the verb to be, you will soon learn, but a situation in a sentence when we are saying who is who or what is what, that's how I teach my students, and it worked. It's always worked. So so that is how I would like you to understand this. We are going to apply the instrumental case. So yes, you would say yes them, I am, and you would indeed have a subject and a verb, yes them, but no longer you would use the a for accusative because it wouldn't be an accusative case. You wouldn't just use the word businessman thinking you are just saying I'm a businessman. No, because you've got indeed subject and a verb, so something needs to happen. And this is where the instrumental case comes into play, and think about it as a case that is stronger than instrumental in that particular role. So when it's who is who or what is what, so sentences like love is a great emotion, right? Because we not necessarily are going to be talking just about people, but love is an emotion. My father is a doctor. Again, what is what? Car is an object, or any sentences of this sort. That would be the instrumental case. So what do we do when it comes to instrumental case? Good news, guys, is that it's a quite simple case. Masculine and neuter nouns, so all masculine, regardless, inanimate, animate, masculine, and all neuter share the same ending, which is the M ending, right? If at the end of the word we would have the K or G letter, we would have to soften this EM with the I letter. So the ending after these two letters would be EM, just these two. So either M or EM after K or G. And the ending for the feminine nouns is ON. Okay, you will soon find out that also for those masculine nouns which disguise themselves as feminine, this also will be the case because we've got a letter, so we will have to do something with this letter a, and we will put these nouns in this group. So let me start, right, with the word businessman. This is the word you learned yesterday, businessman, right? And in order to say I'm a businessman, you have the who is who situation. I am who, I am a businessman. So I highlighted this second who and second what to tell you exactly which part, which who and which what would be an instrumental. So in other words, the object after the verb to be, right? Yeah, is going to be this time an instrumental. Okay, so businessmen will have additional M. It ends with an N letter, so we are not dealing with a situation when we've got K or G, so we don't have to soften it a little bit. We just add M and we say, yes, them businessmenem. Right? So that's the correct way of saying I'm a businessman in Polish. Jestem biznesmenem, not jestem biznesmen or jestem biznesmena, right? So who is who situation, jestem biznesmenem. Now this is my explanation. I have never come across in my life come across anybody explaining it in this way. So I appreciate that not everyone might have heard this explanation of using instrumental after the verb to be, but this has worked for over 20 years in my career, and it's really simple. So in order to say I'm an actress, right, what do? We know that actress in Polish, aktorka, right? From the previous lesson, you know that the actor male noun gets ka, aktorka, but as this is a feminine noun, we just add this little tail, this little ogonek, as we call it in Polish, tail, ogonek, little tail to letter a, and then it becomes a nasal, on, and this is the correct form of this word in instrumental. So aktorka becomes aktorką. And the correct way of saying I'm an actress in Polish is jestem aktorką. And the same happens with the word dentista. We know it's a masculine word. We know it's this tricky one, the trouble one, but we've got no choice but put this word in a group of feminine nouns because it's got an A at the very end. So, okay, this version, so the version, instrumental version of dentista is dentiston, but bear in mind, this is really important, then this is the masculine noun still, okay? Behaves like a feminine because it's troublesome, but it's still a masculine noun. So, jestem dentystą, I'm a dentist, would say, Mr. Jones would say, right? Jestem dentystą. But Mrs. Jones, if she's a dentist, she would say, jestem dentystką, right? Because dentistka is the female version of that profession. So, jestem dentystką, right? But Mr. Jones says, jestem dentystą. So when it comes to endings, it's not really very confusing. We just have M for all masculine and neuter, EM after K and G, I'll get to that in a second, and ON for all feminine nouns, and also, I haven't written it here, because I want you to remember it. And also this will be the ending for those masculine that kind of behave like a feminine, disguise themselves as feminine nouns. Okay, so the word that you see here is Brytyjczyk, and that means a British man, right? Brytyjczyk, Brytyjczyk, a British man. Brytyjczyk. Now, this word ends with a K. So in order to say I'm a British man, I'm British, male, you have to soften this letter by using I. Brytyjczykiem, right, would be the instrumental version of the word Brytyjczyk. So, jestem Brytyjczykiem. My students always say that it sounds like British chicken. So, jestem Brytyjczykiem. Okay? Jestem Brytyjczykiem. I'm a British man. Now, if you are a man from Norway, and in Polish, Norweg, notice that we've got the G letter this time. So what do we do? Exactly the same. On jest Norwegiem. He's Norwegian. On jest Norwegiem. Right? So Brytyjczykiem, not Brytyjczykiem, but Brytyjczykiem and Norwegiem. Okay? And the last word that I put here would be the word dziecko, which is the neuter noun. Dziecko. What we do with neuter nouns, right? Those ending with O, we just, as you can see here, we just drop the O and add em, right? If ending is the K letter, dziecko, after dropping O, we've got K, so that rules apply, doesn't it, right? Dzieckiem. If we've got a word, let's say the word pole, a field, we already have the E there, so we would just, let me type it actually for you so you can see it better. Let's do it over here. So pole, a field. As we already have the E letter here, as you can see, we don't need another M. No, we just need the M letter then. Half of the job is already done for us. So polem would be the instrumental version of the word pole, right? So, but dziecko, as you can see, dziecko, let me type it again here. We just drop O, right? Here, drop the last O, last vowel if you like. If it's E, then you don't need to, right? You don't need to drop it, as you would have to add it again with M. So you just need to add M letter. But dziecko, drop O, and then add em, following that rule here, dzieckiem. Okay? So that's all Trust me, all when it comes to the instrumental case. Now, as I mentioned, I really want you to understand why you have to apply certain cases, what you need the accusative, the instrumental for. So I already mentioned that you need the accusative case when you deal with the subject, verb, and the object. And I said in a previous lesson that that will be for most of the cases, but we will have exceptions, and this is one of the exceptions I'm talking about. When you talk about the verb to be, I am, you are, she is, right? Jestem, jesteś, jest. When we deal with that situation, who is who, so think who is who, what is what, then the accusative no longer applies. Then we do deal with the instrumental case. So what we are going to do next, you probably can guess, we are going to practice instrumental by, and not only instrumental, but also the verb to be, by describing different people. You will see a new poster with a lot of professions, a female, male, and we will be practicing she is an actress, he is an actor, she is a dentist, I am a businessman. So you get into that habit of applying instrumental, and also you'll be able to introduce yourself in a correct way with instrumental in a sentence. Again, please let me know in your comments if you understand the lesson. If it's unclear, again, I'll try to explain it better. Dziękuję, thank you very much, and see you next time. Pa!